There we go, and we are back with the morning stream. So, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. We are here, and it's time to make another brand new video to upload on YouTube to help out new players in Overwatch, which is gonna be our tank guide towards new players.
I gotta start investing this money. Adding all these zeros, this how I study. Yeah, I'm married to the guala and I'm glad her eyes green. I really like my coffee.
So, with that being said, let's dive into the action.
Like my diamonds got some rubies, it's a harmony. I'm trying to flex on all y'all, but I wonder what it's costing me. 1 year, one chain, 40K. 1 year, 30 shows, all this foreign pay. 1 year, big plays, just another day. 1 year, 6 digits.
And a small intro about myself. My name is Blade, that's what most people call me. My real life name is Mai. I started streaming a few weeks ago. I'm still fairly new to streaming. I'm trying to grow a community. It's hard, you guys know how it is to be a new kid in the block, especially with streaming. It will take some time, but I know I'll get there eventually. But I won't be able to get there like without the support of my community and viewers. Like, you're the ones who will help me out massively with this. Since at one point I'm gonna try to make this a full-time job, because I love gaming a lot, and yeah, I'll try my best to entertain you all and give you the very best content I can give you. With that being said, guys, it's time to prepare. So, the very first tank I'm gonna recommend new players that started recently Overwatch is D.Va. D.Va is a very flexible tank. She's not really that hard to play. She can also fly. And let's take a look and dive into her abilities. So, her primary fire is her left click, which does a fair amount of damage. Quite a lot of damage, if you think about it. Then, her right click is defense matrix. You're gonna use this to protect your allies from DPS who are shooting your team. Defense matrix also works on enemy ultimates. A very good experienced D.Va player will know when to defense matrix, and at the right timing you're gonna be able to eat up a lot of ultimates and make your teammates super happy. And of course your supports, since D.Va is insane over protecting your backline. Now we come down to her next abilities, which will be her E ability, micro missiles. Her micro missiles do a fair amount of damage, and if you combine it with her right click, so you tap micro missiles and right click, you can almost one tap someone. Which is pretty insane if you think about it. Now then, her So, her shift ability is super strong. You can fly up, whatever you want to, but you need to be very careful since it doesn't last for too long. You're gonna be using your left shift to engage in a team fight and disengage. So engage, do something, use your matrix to protect your team, shoot some more fire, and then disengage. She has infinite ammo, so you guys don't need to worry about reloading whatsoever. And her Q ability is a nuclear bomb, where with time you're gonna be able to get kills, but you need to be, how should I put it, you're gonna send it in such a way it lands and kills off everyone, like this. As you guys can see, it does a lot of damage. Quite a lot of damage. With time and patience, you're gonna be able to do this. And this is what happens when D.Va uses her ultimate. She loses her mech, but you can get in the mech again by pressing Q.
Come here, Toski. Let's make up this party.
She's not a tank which is gonna take you like ages to learn. 50 to 100 hours, let's say in 50 plus hours, you're gonna manage to learn her at a good level. You don't need an insane gaming PC also for her, like it will work on lower end PCs too. So yeah, you don't need NASA PC for this. But yeah, the general idea as a tank player is you need to know when you have the opportunity to engage and when you can't engage. Just don't go in and yeah, do random stuff. Don't do it. Because you're gonna get demeched and the enemy team is gonna kill you off and your team is gonna hate on you because you did a very, very big mistake. And believe me, people in this game, I'm not trying to disencourage anyone or scare them off from playing the game or the tank role, but the reality is toxicity exists and yeah, it is what it is. So I'm trying my best to help you guys out, so those people will not comment that much, and if they do comment for God knows what dumb reason, mute them, maybe even block, since there's many people who like to talk without thinking a bit, which is annoying. But what can you do? These are the people. D.Va works in like many scenarios, also in like the maps with high ground. D.Va is king. You go high ground, you take it, then go back, rinse and repeat. You just need to manage to know when to engage, when not to engage. Learn how to use your ulti. And you're gonna do something like this many times, and your team is gonna love you. And the most important thing is try using your defense matrix to absorb enemy ultimates and also to peel for your supports. Help your supports out, please, because there's many scenarios where your DPS players, they're never gonna care about your supports, and the supports will die because, yeah, it is what it is. So it's like, hey Kralo Minsk, how are you? So yeah, try your very best and help out your supports. They are the pinnacle of your team. If they falter, then the tank will die and then the DPS will die. Of course, the DPS will always complain. They always do, they never stop. There are a few exceptions towards that. So yeah, defense matrix is your friend, and it's a very strong ability. With that being said, guys, this is give or take all you need to know about D.Va. She's super fun, not too hard to learn. In 50 hours plus you're gonna know the basics to play her at a good level. At 100 plus you're gonna do wonders. So now we move on to the next tank I'm gonna recommend to new players that started out playing Overwatch, and that tank is the HOTS, aka Orisa. Orisa's primary fire is like a machine gun which shoots many bullets, and as you guys can see, it does a lot of damage. But it also has a drawback. If you guys look closely on the right side near where I have the gun, there's a bar. When it fills up, Orisa has a few seconds until she can use her gun again. I'll show you. You are beating. And you need to be very careful with that. You need to control it. Else you're gonna be stuck in certain scenarios where you wanna fire, but you have cooldown on it. So it's like, yeah. This is her left click. Orisa's right click is a javelin sphere, which deals a lot of damage, knocks you back, pushes you back. Also, it acts as a small silence. It does a lot of damage. This ability you're gonna be using to disrupt tanks, DPS who are trying to do sneaky stuff, aka you can interrupt ultimates with the Orisa's right click, if you land it at the right timing, of course, which is gonna take you some time, but when you master it, you're gonna save your teammates, and your teammates will love you a lot, believe me. Now then, her left shift. So let me charge up this thing again, the bar. Her left shift basically helps you out so you don't get the charge meter to full. So you can spam your primary fire for as long as you want. Until of course it entered cooldown. Then you have to wait for it again. But this one also reduces the amount of damage you take, and you can get stunned or crowd controlled when you use your shift. So use it wisely. It will help you shoot like a madman, but also it's gonna help you to protect yourself when that time comes, of course. Okay, and her E ability, near shift, is a javelin spin where she gains momentum, increased movement speed, and while rotating her javelin, she deflects bullets, bad effects like Ana's nade or Tracer's pulse bonk, many abilities. So you can use this to go in and engage on the enemy team, plus deflect all their attacks that's coming towards you, and of course protect yourself. Or you can use it as a escape to get away because you lost the team fight and you don't want to throw. It's a very strong ability. You can also cancel it, but depending on the scenario, like I wouldn't advise you guys to cancel it just like that. Just use it wisely and use it at the right time. Now then, her ultimate, it's like a vacuum. It sucks inside everyone. You charge it up and you blow stuff. I'll show you on these robots. See? When you pop your ultimate, they not only get sucked into the ulti, but they have also their movement speed reduced by a lot. It's not ideal to charge the ultimate to like 500%. Charge it to like 150, 200-ish plus, around that. So you're guaranteed, even if you don't kill them, let's say, you're gonna take at least 50% of their maximum health with that ability. It's a very strong ultimate, but you can get out of it through various methods. The best one is having a speed boost ability, so you can run away or be a mercy and just guardian angel to someone else. She's a very good tank. You could play her sort of as a main tank. She's not really, but it's possible. She's super strong, she's new player friendly. It doesn't take you a lot of time to play her at like a proper level. It's like Diva, around 50 hours plus. She doesn't require you to have an insane gaming PC to do stuff. So yeah. But I highly recommend her for the beginning. And trust me guys, you're not gonna regret playing her. She's super strong. Orisa she just can't die if the healers are alive. She just can't die. She has so many cooldowns, like you have your shift which reduces the damage you take, gives you infinite ammo for a few seconds. You're immune to crowd control with it. And she also has this, which also no damage when you use it. and you can move to certain places. So if you're new to the game and want to play something, this is my second option for new players to pick off straight away, and you're not gonna regret it. She's very fun and not hard to understand. You just need to be thoughtful and micromanage your cooldowns accordingly. As you can see, Shift has 12 seconds cooldown and Javelin 8. So in theory, if you press them at the right timing, you're gonna have both of them up at the same time. But use them wisely, don't just pop them straight out of the bat. It's not gonna help you out, believe me. And this was Orisa. Now then, the third tank that's only like 3, maybe 4, but 3 for short options. The next one I'll recommend you is a pretty strong one. Zarya.
We will crush them.
As you guys can see, Zarya only has 100 ammo, and her primary fire is a laser beam, which you might think, hey, but it barely does any damage. Yes, because you have 0 charge. You have 0 charge, and you gain charge for pressing your E ability left. Also, E helps you out. There you go.
Good. Use it. You're covered.
And once that bot charges to like 50, 60, 70, you're gonna melt people like it was no tomorrow with this. The primary her right click eats 25 ammo, and it's like a mini bomb, which doesn't do too much damage because, again, Zarya, in order for Zarya to do damage, you need to give her energy. How do you do that? You press your shift, stand still and take damage, and fill up the bar. This is one. Or use your E ability, shield allies while taking damage, and they give you free energy, which is gonna make you a killing machine. You're gonna kill off people like it was no tomorrow. Oh, hey Sonic, what's up, man? But yeah, that's Zarya's particle cannon, her weapon. Her beam will do a lot of damage the moment you're at like 50, 60, 70 plus energy. Her grenade, which is her right click, will also do a lot of damage, but when you're close to full charge. Her abilities, her left shift and E, use them wisely, and your team will love you. They will truly love you, believe me. And by the way, left shift and E have 2 charges, so if you use left shift and E, bye-bye, you lost all charges. So be thoughtful the way you use these charges. Usually in quick play or in competitive, at least I would say 70-80% of the time, if not more, people will continue to shoot Zarya and you're gonna get free energy without even trying. Because for some reason people are stuck with the idea that you need to constantly shoot the tank, but that's not the case in like many scenarios. It's just not like that. Her E ability, guys, please try using it to save your teammates or supports, especially supports. If you use it at the right timing, supports will love you a lot by saving them with your E ability. Now then, we come down to the fun part. Her ability is like the Orisa ult. It sucks in everyone, people take damage and get stuck there. You just need to shoot them until they die. I'll show you now. Press Q. And there we go. What more I can tell you about Zarya? So, she's not a main tank. Be thoughtful of that. So Zarya is not a main tank. She's an off tank, but a very good off tank. She's not hard to learn as a new player. Like with D.Va and with Orisa, around 50 hours you're gonna get the hang of Zarya. Make sure you use the best out, use her ultimate at the right timings, and if you're facing D.Va, try to bait her to waste her defense matrix, because defense matrix is gonna eat up your ultimate, the Gravitron. So yeah, if you're facing D.Va, force her to use her matrix so she doesn't have the defense, and then blow it. Hardware wise, again, she doesn't require you to have like a monster PC to play her. And she's super fun to play. Highly recommend her. And with that, we move on to the more complicated stuff. We go like this route. Doomfist. Since many people haven't played Overwatch 1, which was 6v6 and they changed it in Overwatch 2 to 5v5, Doomfist used to be a DPS character in Overwatch 1. But after many years, Blizzard decided to change him to tank. He wasn't broken, but he was super strong if played properly as a DPS. But now he became a tank, and he's in the category of dive tanks alongside with D.Va, Winston, and Hamster, aka Wrecking Ball. As you can see, his primary fire, his left click, is a hand cannon, which has only 4 bullets. So be very careful. He doesn't have a lot. His right click is a power punch, rocket punch, which you charge it, you move to a player and you also push him back, and it also deals a lot of damage. I'll show you guys now. There you go. You can almost one-tap someone with this combo. Charge. It's very strong. Now then. Next up is his jump, aka leap, his shift. With shift, you're gonna go up and take high ground. It has a 5-second cooldown, but it's your only way to take high ground. And not to take high ground, to engage on the enemy team. And if you're in deep trouble, disengage, run away. If you want to take high ground, you look up and yeah, like this. The jump is pretty long, so you're gonna get to many places on high ground. So don't be scared. It's a very nice ability. Use it a lot to engage and disengage. And also deals damage, by the way. Now then, his E ability is a block. It blocks frontal attacks. You can block damage for your teammates, and it empowers your punch. You will have a bar in the center of your screen. See, when that fills up, your fist, your rocket fist, is gonna be empowered. It's gonna do more damage, but also it's gonna stun for 2 seconds, something like that. Also, as you guys can see, when you use your right click, you gain health. More health. So you guys know, how did I get that extra health pool? Like this. You can also use a combo. This will take you a lot of time, which is using your shift to jump and your charge punch to move even further. This will take you some time, but once you master it, you're gonna enjoy it. I wouldn't say Doomfist is an insane tank, but micromanaging his abilities will take you a lot of time, at least to more than 100 hours plus, since he's not in the easy to learn category. I wouldn't put it like extremely super hard, something like medium to hard, around that. And he's in the dive category alongside with Winston, Hamster and Diva. Not the most popular tank, by the way, not at the very least, but he is fun. When you master his abilities, you're gonna enjoy playing him. And now we come down to his ultimate, which is Meteor Strike. And it's this. You jump in the air and fall down somewhere. Smash the ground like a meteor and kill off people. It does an insane amount of damage. Like, if the enemy team has 3 players sitting at like 100 health, they're gonna die. There's just no escaping that. They're just gonna blow up.
Selected against.
So yeah. And as you guys can see, my fist is empowered now. It was close to one-tapping 2 of the bots. And they got stunned also for a brief period. Hardware-wise, I would put him like... I think you can play him at like 30-40 FPS. Any lower than that, it's gonna be a no-go. It's gonna take you some time. Again, like, I'm repeating myself, but yeah. Once you learn him, you're gonna have another good tank in your arsenal. Since dive tanks have a big advantage compared to the tanks who are stationary, aka they can't go high ground and then jump back, jump away. It is what it is. So stationary tanks can't do this. And this is why dive tanks have a very, very huge advantage against stationary tanks. So if you spend enough time, you can do a lot of stuff with Doomfist. Very, very viable, but it just takes time. New player friendly? Not really. Not really. Don't try learning this tank as a new player. It's just not gonna end up well, and people will hate on you and will be mean towards you. So don't do it. Trust me, I know how it is. I know how the Overwatch community is, at least some of them. There are many, many great people, but there are also a lot of... I won't say the word because it would be too rude, so yeah. With that being said, this is Doomfist. Now then, we move on to Junket Queen. Junket Queen recently came out with Overwatch 2. She's a very tanky brawl style tank that does a fair amount of damage. Her left click, the shotgun, does, let's just say, maybe a bit too much damage, but
No one can stop me.
Also, another thing with her left click, guys. See her passive, Adrenaline Rush? So, whenever you shoot people, you put on them a bleed. And that bleed, those bleed ticks will heal you for a certain amount. So spam it, put it on everyone and get healed. She has 8 bullets in her shotgun, so yeah. Now then, her right click is a knife, where it puts bleeding on the target. However, look at this. You throw it into someone, it gets stuck, you call the knife, and you pull that player towards you.
No one can stop me.
The knife still deals damage, and it also heals you up because of the bleeding it puts on that target, like you can see. And bam. This ability is nice to help out your supports when they're in dire trouble. And they will be, not everyone know how to play support at a good level, die less, and play like a god. We all got a lot from somewhere. Like, no one was born a professor or rocket scientist, let's be honest guys. It's the reality. No one was born a professional. So yeah, now her left shift is a shout, where it increases you and your allies' health by a good chunk. It lasts 4 seconds, but it also gives you momentum, aka a speed boost, which helps you to jump and engage on the enemy team, or use it to save yourself or help your team to disengage. Her bleed can be cleansed, but the only person who can cleanse it is Kiri.
Someone shot ya.
So yeah, use your left shift to engage on the enemy team, or if it's close to losing the team fight, use it to help your team disengage to a safe spot. Now we come down to her E ability, which is Carnage. No, not the Carnage from Spider-Man, something else. So, wound all enemies in front of you, dealing damage over time and reducing the cooldown for each enemy hit. What does this do? So guys, you press your E, you do a lot of damage to the enemy players, you put bleed on them, and also if there's like 4 or 5 people stacked together, when you use this,
How's that edge treating ya?
she's gonna get it back very quickly, because for each enemy it hits, the cooldown gets reduced by a certain amount. So it's like if you hit 5 of the enemy team, you're gonna have it up again. This is why you can outplay this ability by spreading, so Junker Queen doesn't get any value. Now then, her ultimate, which is Rampage. It does like it says in the description, you charge forward into a direction, wound all people, and also you put a debuff on them which reduces the healing they take. Rampage is like a Ana nade which does damage and also reduces the healing, healing on the enemy team players. I'll show you guys now. Look. See, it has a purple indicator showing that they're taking bleed damage, plus they take to reduce healing.
Hold me tight.
Now then,
Man, I used to give a fuck about rap. Two shits for these games.
what can I tell you guys regarding the difficulty level plus hardware? I think it's possible to play her okay-ish at like 40 plus FPS. Preferably 60 plus, but yeah. I think it's possible at 30-40. I wouldn't say she's super hard. I think I would recommend her as a fourth character you guys can learn as a new player in Overwatch. And you're not gonna regret it. She's very strong. As long as you keep your bleeds going from your left click and this ability, her E ability, you're gonna constantly heal yourself and you're not gonna die. Use your shift when it's needed to engage or disengage, and use your knife throw your right click to take advantage of someone's bad positioning on the enemy team. So if you see someone on the enemy team with bad position, throw it, send it, pull him, and your teammates will kill him off, and they'll be happy and love you a lot. But yeah, she's a very fun tank. Highly recommend her for the new people who wanna learn something fun. But like I said, 50 plus hours to play her at a good level, so people won't hate on you. And if they do, again, like I said, ignore them. No one was born a professional. You gotta learn from something. And I hope, who knows, maybe Blizzard is listening to my videos. I hope they're considering of adding another quick play mode, but this quick play mode to be specifically for new players who started out the game and they want to learn heroes in a specific role. Because the quick play modes we have now, roll queue and open queue, they're just not good enough anymore for the new people that's coming out in the game. Because new people are getting scared away from the sweaty tryhards, which you're gonna find a lot of them in a quick raid. So Blizzard, if it's possible, try to add something to help out the new players. With that being said, guys, this was, give or take, all you needed to know about Junker Queen, a brawl tank which can do a lot, and she's super fun and not too hard to learn. Now we move on to another tank which is Mauga. Mauga, again, is a new tank which came out recently into Overwatch 2. He's super fun, strong-ish. I wouldn't say he's weak, but he's not insanely strong. He has two guns with different names. His incendiary gun is called Gunny. Gunny, his left click lights up enemy players. Basically, it puts a burn on them, which continues to burn on the enemy player. There is a trick to this, guys. I'm gonna tell you now. His right click, which is the volatile chain gun, aka Cha-Cha, deals more damage to burning enemies. So the idea is you use Gunny first to start the fire, and then Cha-Cha to blow them up. Like this.
Thanks for trying.
See? Left and then right. It does a lot of damage, so yeah. Don't forget how to combo it. You use Gunny first, then Cha-Cha. You hold Gunny first and then Cha-Cha. Now then, this was his primary weapon. Next up will be his shift ability, which is a charge. You charge forward and stomp on the enemies. While you charge, you take no damage, you are invulnerable. And you take reduced damage. You're gonna use this to engage on the enemy team or disengage. I'll show you guys like this. You can also interrupt it. See? Press shift to cancel it. So let me show you guys again. You go in and stomp. They take damage and you burn them. And this is his shift ability. Now then, we're getting to the good stuff. His E ability applies lifesteal to you and your allies. One moment, guys.
Motherfuckers looking kinda bogus. Yeah, need a reason to steep in your moment till it bleeds like a leaf from the lotus. Yeah. On the beat from the belly, get a beast card, get a 7 V's, wanna try me with the shits. Got a squad full of gods on top, and get block and so till they finally get a ditch. Motherfuckers want it. End up straight up in the kaiju stomach from the bayou summit. You bummy, let me buy you, son of big buddy, right by you. Stuck and still screaming, motherfucker. People in my shit trying to mute me till I put up with a stick like I'm Rookie. Fuck acting bougie. All around and bust back, I'm Suki. Put blood on my hands like I'm Suki.
His E ability heals you and helps your allies to gain lifesteal so they can heal up relatively quick. Oh, hey, true damage, what's up? So this is very good, but also it has another effect which reduces damage people take, but be very careful when you use this ability, because if you have negative healing effects on you, it's not gonna work. Plus, Diva exists. Diva can how should I put it? Diva can eat up this ability, aka negate it, and you're screwed then. So yeah. Now then, his ultimate, you deploy a barrier, you catch all people from the enemy team. They're chained, they can't do anything, they're stuck here, and you kill them off. It's a very good ultimate, but if you play it smart, Mauga is not gonna be gaining cage fight value. That's for sure. I wouldn't say he's very hard to learn to play, like fairly easy. You don't need a NASA PC to play Mauga, that's for sure. And he's very fun to play. I wouldn't say he's hard meta. Main tank, not really. You can try to play him as a main tank, but it's like... He has certain abilities which can help your team out in dire needs. Other than that, he's overall a decent tank, and you can do a lot of stuff with him. Again, it's gonna take you at least 50 plus hours to play him at normal level. But once you do, you're gonna do a lot with him. Just don't forget with his primary fire, Gunny and Cha-Cha. Use Gunny first and then Cha-Cha. So you deal a lot of damage on enemies. And now we move on to the next, which is Rammatra. Another new tank which recently came out in Overwatch 2. He's fairly fun, not too hard to learn. He's in a good spot, he's like very viable. But he has a hard life when playing against tanks who can dive your team and escape. Ram has a very hard time with that. And not just Ram, any stationary tank who can't take high ground and disengage. His primary fire, which is his left click, as you can see, it's a small laser beam particles which deal a fair amount of damage. Like if you land only headshots, you're gonna melt people. Now then, his right click is a shield. The shield you're gonna need to click, you click right click and you decide where you wanna place it. By moving your mouse forth and back, then release it, and there you go. By the way, the shield doesn't last for too long, it has a charge bar. So you have 1000 shielding, but for a few seconds and then it goes bye-bye. Because it is what it is. Now then, we're going into his abilities more and more now. His left shift, he transforms into a robot, deals a lot of damage, and he gains bonus armor plus movement speed. It lasts 8 seconds. You do a lot of damage, but also once you enter that form, guys, that's one more thing you can do. You can block for your allies with your right click. Okay, so that is his left shift. He transforms into a robot, gains movement speed and bonus armor. Plus in that state you can also block with your right click, but it reduces your movement speed, so be thoughtful about it. His E ability, it's a void zone where it does damage, and everyone stuck in it takes damage, and also for people who are up in the air, it brings them down. So you send it and they will fall down. So Farah Echo, any flyer is like doomed. If you go here, you land down forced, because this is what his E ability does. Now then, his Q ability, his ultimate, which is Annihilation, he enters the Nemesis form, the robot mode, and he shoots energy out of his body, which deals damage, constant damage, and for as long as it deals damage, the ultimate continues to go. The trick there is when you are fighting Rammatra and he pops his ultimate, spread, don't stack, just don't stack. Don't stack because you're gonna make his ultimate run infinitely, and no one wants that. So as long as you're spread, Rammatra is not gonna be gaining any annihilation value. And it only lasts for 3 seconds, but it lasts for 3 seconds because you need to have targets so the time duration extends. If that's not enough people in the vicinity, the duration can't be extended.
Unnecessary elimination.
Overall, he's a good tank. Not too hard to learn. You can use him as a main tank. He's a brawl tank like Junket Queen. Decent survivability. And people are not really gonna hate you playing Ram. The only thing people might hate on you with Ram is his shield doesn't have a long life cycle. So it's like in 5 seconds-ish it's gonna go bye-bye, and yeah, it is what it is. But you can learn him if you recently started playing the game. In 50 hours, I guarantee you're gonna 50, 60 plus, you're gonna do great with him. And just don't forget about his abilities. You use your left shift to gain armor, gain momentum, and punch the enemy team to their death. You can also block, don't forget, but when you block, you're slowed. So yeah, be very careful about that. And make sure to use this ability a lot, his E. Does a good chunk of damage, slows people, so yeah. And with his shield, don't forget, you right click and then you move it with your mouse further or near you. Then you release, you put the shield, and yeah, in 5 seconds it's gonna go bye bye. With that being said, this is all about. This is about it with Rammatra. Very good tank, and yeah, I highly recommend him. Now then, we come down to a very strong main tank, but who needs a lot of love to make him work even better. Reinhardt, our German tank. So as you can see, Reinhardt's primary weapon is a rocket hammer that does a lot of damage. People caught in it will for surely blow up in a matter of seconds. His right click is his shield. As you guys can see, you can use it. You're not super slow using it. It has a lot of health. 1600 is a lot of shield health. Now then, we come down to his core abilities. His left shift is a charge where you can cancel it by pressing shift again, or you press shift, you charge, and you use your WASD to go into a direction. So you can pin the target down, he stun, and you kill him off. Or you can push him off the cliff. Super strong, you can use it to engage, but I wouldn't really recommend it 90% of the time. His E ability is a projectile, a fiery projectile where you launch it and it does a fair amount of damage. If you have like a Mercy pocketing you, squishies will blow up like 170, 200 health targets. Very high chances they're gonna blow up. Very high chances. But yeah, with his primary weapon you don't need to worry. It has infinite ammo because you're spamming the hammer and killing off people, doing stuff, making space. And his right click, don't forget, it's his shield. Use it to defend your allies or block certain ultimates. And now we come down to his ultimate, Earth Shatter. You knock down all people who get shattered. They can't do anything that's stunned. And you can use that to your advantage to kill them off quickly. However, this ultimate has counterplay, a lot of it, because if the enemy team has a good Reinhardt, and he's here, and I use Shatter, my allies won't get shattered and pinned down, because Shatter is an ability where you can block it. With what you can block it? Shielding. You can block Shatter with Mace, Ice Block, Zarya's Bubbles. So yeah, as long as you have shielding, you can block it. Reinhardt is not really a very fast tank. He needs a Lucio to actually get the best out of his kit. To get in, get out, etc. But overall, he's like one of the first main tanks in Overwatch and a very, very good one. Which, if you manage to master him, people will love you a lot and you're gonna win many, many games. New player friendly, tricky, 50-50. Or maybe even less than that. The thing is with Reinhardt that he doesn't have a lot of mobility. And he's not, he doesn't really work in like all the maps possible. Like maps with a lot of high ground, they're not really favorable for the Reinhardt. If the enemy team has a good dive tank, you're gonna get bullied 24/7 and you're not gonna be able to do anything. So it's like, yeah, don't get me wrong, he's very good, but yeah, he does has his weaknesses as with many other tanks. Very good ultimate, but don't forget you can block it. His E ability, use it to chip off some of the health of the enemy team players. Or if you have a Mercy pocket, ask her to pocket you so you can blow them up. Spam that hammer. Make sure you're spamming this a lot. Don't just shield. As a Rein, I would advise you to spam as much as possible the hammer and shield when you need to shield. But you're gonna notice that only after you played Reinhardt for a few good hours. Don't be a shield bot, just shielding. No, you don't play Rein like that. Don't do it. People will tell you you're a bot, and we don't want that. Hardware, you kind of need a decent PC to play Reinhardt. Like, I can't imagine playing Rein on 20-30 FPS. It must be a very, very horrible experience. So yeah. And with that being said, this is give or take all about how should I say it? Everything you need to know about Rein. The main tank in Overwatch, one of them. Now we come down to Hog. You can use Hog as a main tank, off tank, even, yeah. But he's like, he has a brawlish style, like he's not easy to kill. But that doesn't mean you can blow him up. His gun only has 6 bullets, but it does a lot of damage, especially when you are close to someone. Now then, the thing with Hog is you need to use his abilities to do a combo where you can one-shot people, which is like his left shift is a chain. You grab the person, pull him and kill him off like this. Be cautious because it's not always gonna kill off people. Preferably you wanna hit 2 shots. so you're guaranteed to kill off that person. So it's like short, short, and bam. They added in Overwatch 2 another ability to Hulk's kit where it makes him even more deadly now, aka his E ability, a trap which slows and deals damage to nearby enemies. Hits the trap, and this is the combo. Hook. You're guaranteed to kill off someone with this combination. And as you can see, they're both sharing the same cooldown. So it's like press, pull, bam. He's dead. His right click is healing, is his healing. Usually you couldn't do much with it in the beginning of Overwatch 1 because now that ability you can also shoot people. I mean, you can shoot and heal up when you use your ultimate combined with it. I'll show you in a moment. So it's like when you use this, you get healed, but also you take reduced damage. So it's like you also you heal up and take less damage. The general idea is the combo: trap, pull, and blow up. Right then. Let's get a bit more ult charge. So his Q ability, it's like a machine gun with infinite ammo. You continue to shoot, deal damage to enemy players, but you also push them back. So it's like Tracer is here, and I use my ult, fired with left click, and look. I can also heal up and shoot when I'm ulting. You couldn't do that in Overwatch now, Overwatch 1, but now you can. You guys will probably be wondering, should you recommend us this tank if we just started out the game? I don't really think people will love you guys for learning this tank if you're the new player and you're at the beginning. But when you learn more tanks, this is a good pick. Since you can do a lot of stuff with Hog, his one-shot ability is super strong. But at the beginning of the game, I wouldn't recommend you to start playing Hog straight out of the bat. Not him. Learn those three I told you, then you can pick up Queen, Hog easily. So yeah, this is give or take all you need to know about Hog. The brawl tank is very tanky, has a one-shot combo where most of the squishies is gonna get demolished with 170 to 100 plus health. If they're getting pulled, high chances are they're gonna blow up. So, yeah guys, this is more or less everything you need to know about Roadhog. He has healing. In his healing he also has damage reduction. He has a one-shot combo. His ultimate is a pushback where you can push enemy players far away from you, and you can also heal up with your E ability, your right click when you're firing. He will be a nice addition to your tank pool once you learn at least 3 easy tanks to play and get comfortable with. You can pick this guy up fairly quick. With that being said, now we move to another tank where you can use him as a main tank, which is Sigma, who came into Overwatch 1. Now, Sigma also has infinite ammo. He has 2 orbs. When you throw them somewhere and they deal a high amount of damage, you can also use them to, like this. You can use them in specific spots in a building to target the enemy players. This will take you some time to get used to it, but once you manage it, you can do a lot. As you can see, I'm shooting in the wall and my rocks get deflected back onto the enemy.
The universe does not weep when the sun sets.
That's his primary fire. Now his right click is a shield where you can place it somewhere. It has 700 health. It doesn't last for 5-6 seconds like Rammatra. It lasts infinitely or when it breaks up. You can call it back with your right click, but then it has 2-second cooldown. So be cautious. Now then, his main abilities. Kinetic Grasp, his left shift. You use Kinetic Grasp to protect yourself or your allies, absorbing damage and also gaining shield while absorbing damage. So when you're using your left shift, you don't take damage, and all the damage you took gets added to your health pool. So it's like you have 475 health like this. When you use your shift, you're gonna have 500-600 plus health. Now then, his E ability, Accretion, is a boulder where you throw it to someone, you knock them down. Also, it's like a mini stun. It lasts for 2 seconds. So you can use it to save your teammates or save yourself, whichever you find the most helpful. Now then, his ultimate, Gravitic Flux. You fly up into the air, very up. It lasts 4 seconds. You take people, throw them down, and if they're low on health, they're gonna die. You can use this in many scenarios, but I'll show you a scenario how to use it so you don't die if it happens. let's say someone pushes you to your death. Like this. I fall down. I use my ult and look. I didn't die. So you can use this to save your life if someone tried to push you down to your death. It matters a lot, believe me. Oh, hey Sonic, welcome back.
What awaits us beyond this flame?
But yeah,
I had a dream that there was snakes flying.
this is more or less Sigma. Not too hard to learn. You just need to know how to manage. This is gonna be tricky. So use your shift again, use your shift to absorb damage.
Why seek answers when we do?
To absorb damage and gain health and protect your allies, use E to stun people, push them back, deal damage to them, and also save your allies if they're in dire need. Right click to shield, you can place it wherever you want, but preferably to not place it like Uganda. Place it closer to your team so they can use it. And the ultimate, again, don't forget, if you fall down to your death, don't worry. Here we go. And you're safe. You're not really gonna need an insane PC for the Sigma, but I would recommend at least 40, 50 plus FPS, 60, 20, 40. Maybe it's gonna work, but you're gonna feel the input delay a lot. Again, I would recommend learning this tank after you learn the first 3 tanks I told you guys. Sigma will be another nice addition for you guys to learn and do stuff. That being said, this is all you need to know about Sigma. Now then, Winston, aka Monkey. Yes, I have this skin because it's like the best Winston skin. You have everything you need. A beard and a mustache and cool glasses and a helm. Let's go. So, Winston is a main tank which can dive in and dive out. In Overwatch we have a fair amount of dive tanks. We have at least 4. Diva, Winston, Doomfist, and Wrecking Ball, aka Hammond, aka Hamster. Now then, what needs to be said about Winston? So his weapon is a Tesla cannon, where with his left click you shock people with electricity and slowly kill them off. Winston got a lot of changes into Overwatch 2 with his Tesla cannon. Now his right click, you hold on right click to charge it up and throw lightning on the target, which is nice because Winston never had a range ability to kill off people from a far distance. See? So it was a nice addition to his kit because he really needed some love. He's a very good dive tank. The way you do it with Winston as a tank when you want to engage is like this. You jump into the enemy backline, shield, do damage, melee damage, kill something, and run away, retreat. You retreat to your allies, get healed again, wait for your cooldowns to come back up, jump, shield, electrify them, punch them, go back, rinse and repeat. This is what you need to do with Winston to get the full value out of him. Also, don't forget, you can go up on high ground with his jump. Here. This is the advantage tanks with the ability to jump on high ground have compared to the stationary tanks. As a stationary tank, put yourself into this situation. The friendly robot is you. You're a stationary tank. And I'm a dive tank with the ability to jump on top of buildings. What can you do against me? You're just gonna sit there and stare at me. You can't do anything to me. But I can do a lot of things to you. I can jump on you, deal damage to you, and jump out. And you? What are you gonna do to me? You can't do anything. You can't go high ground because you're stationary. So it's like you're just gonna get bullied and demolished because you have nothing to stop me from going in and out, and you can't reach me. You don't have a reach ability like a jump. When you don't have a reach ability, it's hard. It's very, very hard. Like, again, the same scenario. I jump to you, deal a lot of damage to you, and I'm out. I'm safe. But you're not gonna do anything to me. So it's like, yeah. So use Winston shift to engage and disengage wisely. His E ability is a massive barrier with 650 shield, but guys, it doesn't last for ages. So be thoughtful. It's like 5-6 seconds and bye bye. So don't scream at the person who's playing Winston, give me shields, give me shields. The shield doesn't last for ages, so use the buildings to protect yourself, use terrain, crouch, hide, use this to your advantage so people don't kill you for free. Now then, his ultimate, which is Primal Rage, gains a lot of health, but you can only jump and punch enemies. But you can do something funny. I'll show you guys now. See? You can push back enemies to their deaths, like you seen here. which is nice. Like, what more you can ask? I'll show you again. And this is Winston's health pool, guys, with his ultimate. You press Q, and look, 1175. And you do this. Go away. There is another trick to this ultimate, which I'm gonna show you. You can use it to bounce the enemy here, so you can keep him here and deal constant damage. Well, let's say not here, because that's just not enough space. But if get cornered into some place, you can do it. You juggle them like this until they die. But yeah, don't forget, jump to engage, shield, primary fire, your left click, and then run away. He's a very good tank, main tank. You need a decent PC to play him. I'm sorry, but he's not really playable at like low-end PCs, sadly, guys, so take it with a grain of salt. It is what it is. There's nothing we can do with this. Difficulty. Well, sad to say, this is gonna take you a lot of time to learn how to play Winston. You need to think a lot when you're playing Winston. Like engaging, disengaging, when I should engage, when I should disengage, when it's the ideal situation to engage so I can get value. Is there a way I can gain value from flanking and engaging their backline without the enemy team seeing me? So that's a lot of thought behind the Winston thought process. But if you spend a few hundred hours, you're never gonna regret playing this guy. He's super strong, very annoying, hard to play, but it's like high reward, high skill ceiling, risk, not really. But he's very tricky for new players. You will be able to learn this tank, but first thing is first, you're gonna need to learn a few easier ones, because this is for like the experienced players. You're gonna need a lot of time investment into Winston to play him at a good level, proper level. Sadly, because it is what it is, guys. There's nothing we can do. There will be hard tanks also to that, so yeah. But this is about it regarding Winston. Very good dive tank, main tank. You just jump in, drop the shield, damage, punch, wait for your lead to count off cooldown and back away to your supports, they heal you, and you go again. Trust me, after a few hundred hours of investing in this guy, you're gonna love him. He's super strong. And now we come down to the last tank on the list, which is the cute adorable hamster Hammond, aka Wrecking Ball. Now guys, what can I tell you about this tank? Very versatile, super mobile. He's extremely insane if your team is very coordinated. You're just gonna blow up people. Supports, EPS, you're just gonna destroy them. If you know how to engage and the DPS also engage with you, you're just gonna melt people like it was no tomorrow. The problem with Hammond is, like with any other tank, there's a few things you need to take into consideration with Hammond. So, number one, Hammond is not an easy tank to learn. You're not gonna learn him in 50 to 100 hours that quickly. It needs a few hundred hours at least. But if you master him, you're gonna do a lot of crazy stuff. Now then, his primary weapon are machine cannons, which deal a good chunk of damage, as you can see, but it only has 80 bullets. Quad cannons, assault rifle. Now then, this is your normal form, but when you press shift, you go into your ball form. You use this to engage and disengage on the enemy team. But how do you do that, you ask yourself? Simple. With your right click, which is a grapple hook, and you use that to gain momentum and take high ground. I'm not really the best ball player, guys, since I haven't really played much this tank. I have a bit of time played on him, but not a lot. I would like to learn him, but yeah, it's like, you know, people are rude. What can you do? So this is how you take the high ground with ball and engage, disengage. There is another thing with engaging with ball, is that when you grapple and go somewhere, you can use control, left control, to dive on the enemy team and push them high up in the air like this. But you need to be high in the air, so it's like grapple, and like this. His E ability used to only give him shield, but now it's a full party buff. So when you press it, the way it works is the more targets are near your vicinity, the moment you press E, you're gonna have more health. See, I have 925 health from just being near 2 targets. Imagine if it was 5 targets. Imagine if this was 5 targets, I would have like 1,000 plus. Look, I have 1,025. So this is like a defensive tool for you when you engage or disengage. Also, it's a defensive tool now to help your team in dire need, because they're gonna get a portion of the health you're getting also, which is gonna save them many times. You press your shift again to exit the ball mode and press shift again to enter it. Grapple to take high ground, or engage or disengage, guys. You can also grapple like this. See, grapple and gain momentum. You're gonna get a short burst of speed, which is gonna help you to get back to your team very quickly. So it's like grapple to something and move. He's a very fun tank, super fun, extremely hard to master and learn. Not really a new player choice. You need to micromanage way too much on him and learn his kit inside out to be able to do something and not be a burden to anyone on your team. This tank I don't recommend to any new player who started playing Overwatch, because he's too complicated and it's gonna take you way too many hundreds of hours to learn him to play at a proper level. And people will just be mean to you, they're gonna give you crap and everything that's bad. They'll be rude towards you, like, nah, there's no point. He's a very good tank to pick off the moment you started learning a few easy tanks, then move to some medium hard, and then you go to the extreme ones like this guy. This guy is extremely tricky, extremely hard, high skill ceiling, very high, but also high reward. He's one of the tanks in Overwatch which are extremely annoying to deal with. A good Hammond is never gonna die. He's never gonna die unless the enemy team is playing a full anti-ball comp. You're just gonna farm them, farm, and farm again. They can't do anything to you. He has insane mobility, survivability, strong engage and disengage, a very nice E ability which gives everyone more health. And I forgot to show you guys his main ability, aka his ultimate, which is insane. And it's called landmines. There we go, these are the mines. See the damage? They last for like 7-8 seconds and deal insane amount of damage. The way to use the full value of mines is when you grapple, then use mines. So it's like grapple, shift, and then left control to dive. You wanna hit left control when you pop the ulti to make the people jump up in the air and blow up from the landmines. Since people can, you know, escape from them. So you need to pre-plan your ultimate to get the full value out of it. You can also use it in many scenarios, which you're gonna be using as a... How should I put it in the right term? It's like to zone people away from a spot. So let's say I want to capture this. I use it. Bam! This is my place. You need to kill off all of these so you can take it back. If you don't, this is mine in my domain. And with that being said, this is more or less everything you will need to know about Wrecking Ball Hammond. Very cute tank, very strong, highly mobile, highly versatile. Highly recommend him to learn him once you master some easier medium tanks. And once you started learning this guy, he's gonna carry you a lot. He's super strong and annoying. A good hamster is just gonna be a nuisance towards the enemy team. Believe me, I know the pain, like it's super annoying. And again, don't forget, you can get out of ball mode pressing shift and press shift again to get back into ball mode. You use your grapple to gain high ground and to dive in. Don't forget, if you're high in the air, use your left control to do this, to make people fly up in the air, and they can't do anything to you. You deal some damage to them, so you can help out your team to kill off some stray people who are like, they shouldn't have been in this place, but they got caught, so yeah. And your E ability, you're gonna use it to gain health, you and your teammates. Difficulty level, like I told you, he's up there. It's gonna take you a lot of time. And with that being said, this is about it with the tanking guide to help out new players that came recently to the game and want to learn the tank role. I hope this guide will help you guys out a lot, and expect some people to complain, cry when you're gonna be trying out the tanks, but again, ignore them and try to learn. Focus on yourself and on your goals, learning that specific tank. If that person has a good advice, okay. If he doesn't, we move on and ignore that person, because there are many people who will be toxic towards you, so you need to be prepared. I hope you all enjoyed this guide for the tank role in Overwatch, and we will be doing the last one tomorrow or next week, which is for the DPS role in Overwatch, and I'll recommend you a few easy heroes to pick up if you're new to the game, so you're not gonna struggle that much to get the rhythm of the game.
I got retarded flows, cause I'm a Martian, yo. You can fuck with my arsenal. Soon as I get very hyped, the laryngitis strikes my lyrics twice. I'm probably scaring mice and terrorists fit inside of me at night, cause I spit it hotter than Fahrenheit. When I did a fight, don't catch these hands like Jerry Rice to your cherry ripe. I'm Jerry Springer with a bag of ice, middle finger to anyone coming at my life. I won't fall. You probably thought I was gone, you probably thought I was ghost, bitch, but I'm back. You always wanted to win, you wanted the throne, but you never wanted to smoke.
And with this being said, guys, I'm gonna take a small break now, and I'll catch you all a bit later. Need to take some stuff and rest a bit. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the educational stream and the guide, and I'll see you all later. Peace out, guys. See you later. Bye bye.